Good evening, Facebook world. I'm just waiting to see if anyone jumps on before I start. Oh yes. Hi Barbara. I think it's Barbara. Good evening. I can see I've got people joining me now, so I'm confident that I'm live. So good evening and welcome. I'm Izzy Shashinsky and you're very welcome to join me, Izzy's Crafty Bees, on this Tuesday evening in August. So last time I saw you it was July. We've turned the calendar again. So welcome this evening. I'm Izzy Shashinsky and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the UK, and I'm based in North Nottinghamshire. And I'm really happy to be live this evening, and I'm going to be sharing with you some brand new, a brand new stamp set, matching punch, so it's a bundle, and some free Celebration Designer Series paper. So just a quick hello to who's watching. Who've I got? So I've got Sylvia, hi, Lorna, Sue, can I see, who else can I see? Oh, I can see Catherine and Carol. Oh, quite a good few people, so hello. The only person I can't see is my mum, and it was my mum that said, will you do penguins? So I hope she's watching. These are for you, mum. Anyway, before I start with demonstrating and talking about new products, I'll just do a quick shout about what's made me happy this week. As always, I like to start my session with a few things that have made me happy this week. So firstly, I went to see a very dear friend of mine on Saturday. It was wonderful to see her. I haven't seen her for a while, so hi Helen, hope she's watching. Maybe she'll be able to watch it and catch up. And we had a lovely afternoon in the garden. Oh, hi Pat from America, thank you for joining me. On Sunday, some more friends came to visit us, so we had another nice sociable afternoon. Then yesterday was fabulous because my friend and colleague Linda joined me at home for a couple of hours crafting. It was just so nice to be able to craft live with somebody. So she brought some of her things that she'd not used yet and some things that I'd not used yet, and we just made a few cards together. So that was superb. It was really lovely. And one more thing, I usually just do 3 things, but one more thing, I got happy mail. So this card here is from Deb. So thank you, Debbie, for sending me some happy mail, and it did make me chuckle what you'd written inside. So I hope you're having a really fab camping holiday. Okay, so without further ado, let me swing the camera around and let's get started. Just bear with me while I do the wibbly wobblies. So, I'm trying to hold you steady. Stick with me while I spin my camera to downwards. Ooh, a bit of a wobbly camera holder. Let's just see where we're at. I want to make sure everything's in shot. I felt last week, no, not last week, I did a video earlier in the week that I just the weekend that I just popped up, and I think some things were out of shot. So as always, I'll start with this. If you shop with me online and you're not a local customer, please remember to use this code when prompted. It's QS7 D2 GFQ. QS7 D2 GFQ. Until further notice, if you enter that code when you shop online, if your order is over £25, I will send you a freebie in the post the following month. Now, Sue, you're online watching. I apologise that you've not had your freebie yet. I'm just waiting for a delivery to come. Then I'll be popping that in the post to you. So, sorry about that. But yes, if you do shop online and have your order delivered direct, and your order exceeds £25, I will pop you a freebie in the post the following month. Okay, so this evening I want to talk a little bit about the new mini catalogue and Celebration, and I do have 4 cards actually. You'll have seen my post showing you 3 cards using the Penguin Place bundle, and I've got a bonus surprise card and a matching envelope to share with you. I'm just squinting at the screen and realise that'd be much better if I put my glasses on, so there we go. Oh hi, I can see my mum's joined now. I just want to also say, if I've got some new people watching this evening that have joined me from the Crafty Thing group, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the demonstration. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and as such I do sell products, but I hope even if you don't become a customer that you just enjoy the demonstration. You're more than welcome to join me and watch some of my other live videos that I've posted obviously after the event. They're all listed on my site, on my page, and over on my YouTube channel, so you're very welcome joining me if you're new to the page and new to me. So today's the day when the new mini catalogue goes live. You'll notice on the front of yours, if you've received it in the post, it's actually entitled July to December. It's actually August. I've gone through my mini catalogue with a Sharpie marker, so I just want to point out the first thing to note is it's August to December, and this catalogue will last until the end of December. In fact, the date of the catalogue will be on the back. 3rd of January is when this catalogue finishes. So 3rd of August to 3rd of January. It wasn't a typo, it was originally planned to be July, but then Stampin' Up! Had a change of heart because of some supply issues from overseas. We also have, launching today, Celebration Round 2. We had our first Celebration extravaganza at the beginning of the year, and so for 2 months, the 3rd of August today until the end of September, we have Celebration Round 2. So I just want to spend a few minutes, we will look at the new catalogue inside, but I just want to spend a few minutes explaining Celebration for those of you who haven't cottoned on to how it works. First thing to note is the date. So for 2 months we get free stuff. Woohoo! Now I want to just point out, when you open the brochure, it does explain what Celebration's about, but I want you to take notice of these circles and what you get free. So look out for the big word free. It will tell you the item that you can get free if you spend this much money. So for this page you can get some free bedazzling speciality paper completely free if you spend £45. Let me show you that paper. Just grovelling on the floor. I've got a pack of that paper here, and get rid of the rattly bits. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so shiny. It's not like glitter paper. It's more like a glitter ball. It's like fish scales, and it's super shiny. I'm hoping that that's really coming across on camera. It's in a 6" by 6" pieces. And you get 8 sheets. You can cut it with scissors, you can cut it with your trimmer, but with care. And I would suggest, oh hi Lydia, you're Lorna's friend. You are, I saw you last night. I think we were both watching Lorna together. You can cut with scissors, you can cut if you've got a guillotine type trimmer, I would recommend. So a trimmer that has a chopping blade like this rather than a slidey trimmer, I would probably recommend, rather than blunting your blades. You can also punch and die cut this. It punches pretty well. I actually flipped mine over when I popped it in the punch and it worked better. And you can die cut. Just to be aware, I wouldn't repeat die cut with the same die. I'd maybe just cut a couple of shapes and then use another die for fear of blunting my dies. And there is a bit of small print there. So that's just a word about how to read the brochure. Look for free, look at the item, decide whether you love it, look at how much you've got to spend to get it free, and it's the same throughout the brochure. So this evening you're going to see this pack of designer series paper. Ooh, the light's just catching that. It's free if you spend £45, and it coordinates beautifully with the Penguin Place bundle, which is in this catalogue, and that's what we're going to use this evening. We're going to use the stamp set and the matching punch, and I'm going to show you just how versatile this bundle really is. So that's what we're going to do this evening. So, and so on and so forth. So there's a stamp set that's free, beautiful, feels like home. It's got really lovely images, free if you spend £45. Some paper, another pack of 12" by 12" designer series paper, that's free if you spend £45. The majority of the items in the Celebration Round 2 are free if you spend £45. There are just a couple that are free if you spend £90. Now this is a great set, and I've got this now. We'll be demonstrating this hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. A stamp set, counting sheep, free if you spend £45, great in itself, and we can all fussy cut, so that's fab. But there's a matching die set that's also free if you spend £45. So you can decide to spread your spending over the 2 months, August to September, and stock up on your free items. Another stamp set free with £45, and this is a die set that's free if you spend £90, and it coordinates with a stamp set in the main catalogue. So if you look in the main annual catalogue, there is a stamp set that this coordinates with, which is brilliant, because if you've got that stamp set or you liked it but you weren't sure about it, it might just persuade you that you love it because there's some matching dies. There's another free stamp set if you spend £90. So that's all the free stuff if you shop during celebration. Now I want to talk to you about hosting. So you'll see this big word, host. So traditionally, Stampin' Up was a party plan direct sales business. Party plan, especially in the UK, is maybe fallen out of favour. But hosting doesn't necessarily mean hosting in your home or having a party or indeed hosting. If you spend, and there's a little table here, so if you spend, or you maybe gather together a few crafting friends and place one big order, and that order totals £275 or more, you will get this stamp set for free, and it's only going to be available during this celebration campaign. And it's a superb stamp set with lots and lots of sentiments. So that's a bit about hosting. Please don't feel that hosting just means that you have to host an event, a workshop or a party in your own home. You could club together if £275 is a big spend for you, and it will be. It'll be a big spend for me. So if you club together a few friends, then you could get this stamp set for free, and you've earned it because you've actually done the work of gathering the orders together. As it's a sentiment stamp set, you could even split it between a couple of friends as well. Now, I also want to talk about joining. So there's an absolutely fantastic joining offer. So during August and September, I've lost my dates on the front, during August and September, if you decide to join Stampin' Up and indeed join my team, and I've got a few of my team members online watching now, then you can actually choose lots of extra freebies. So it's always £99 to join, and you always get to pick £130 worth of kit, and by kit I mean product. So it could be any product from any catalogue. So it could be from our annual catalogue, the mini catalogue, or anything from the retired items that are on the clearance rack online. Any of the kits that are only available online, you can choose £130 worth of product for £99. But during celebration, you also get to choose one free bundle, and it's always fantastic when we get to look at free bundles. So I'm just going to whiz through the free bundles that are available for the joining offer, and then I'm going to do some demonstrating, and then we'll come back to the mini catalogue and we'll have another look. So you can choose from this frosted gingerbread bundle. So that's a stamp set and matching dies, and that's worth £45.75. You can choose from this Christmas to Remember bundle, stamp set and matching dies, and that's £55.75 worth of bundle. Christmas season bundle, stamp set and dies, and that's worth £49.50. Here's a nice bundle, Peaceful Dear. So that's a stamp set and a matching punch, and that's worth £33.25. I'm trying to look over the top of my glasses here. I'm one of those. I'm at that age where I'm glasses on, glasses off. Whimsical Trees bundle, stamp set and matching dies, worth £47.50. It goes on. There's a lot of bundles that are included. Sweet Little Stockings bundle. This is ever so cute. If you love dogs and cats and you're an animal lover, this is a fab bundle, and that's worth £44 stamp set and dies. Penguin Place, which we're going to use this evening, which you'll see lots of, that's worth £29.50. So you might not have a die cutting machine, so there's a couple of bundles in there that have matching punches. Arctic Bears bundle, stamp set and dies, and that's worth £44. And the Beauty of Tomorrow bundle, that's worth £46.75. And there's more. 2 more in fact, I think. Gorgeous Leaves bundle, a stamp set and matching dies, and that's worth £41.25. And Nature's Harvest, which I demonstrated last week. If you didn't watch my video, no, I didn't demonstrate it last week, I demonstrated it the week before, I think. If you haven't seen my video on this bundle, please watch back. And that's worth £49.50. That's a stamp set and dies that coordinate, absolutely beautiful, available as a suite. So that's all the different bundles that you could get. One of those added to your £130 worth of product with free shipping for only £99. So in my mind, if you love Stampin' Up stuff and you want some freebies, join my team. I want to stress that joining my team does not mean that you have to demonstrate in front of an audience. You can simply get the kit, use your kit, get your discount as a demonstrator, which will last you for 4 months, and then do nothing again. So that's absolutely no obligation to do anything, to demonstrate, to place another order. It's just a great opportunity, and I'll always welcome anyone to my team, whether you want to be an active demonstrator. I'll give you all the support that you need to become an active demonstrator, or if you just want to be a hobby crafter and get the discount and get some fantastic kit. So that's a little whiz through what does Celebration mean. We've got 2 months of fantastic offers, 2 months of getting your hands on some great free stuff. Now I'm going to do a proper demonstration, so let's have a look. First of all, I'm just going to have a quick drink. It's Thursday work, all this explaining. Oh, hi there, I've got Rebecca watching. And Barbara, hi Barbara, all the way from Texas. How are you? And let's have a look at what I'm going to demonstrate. So I've got some fab cards. I've got my kits here. Ooh. I've got this lovely fold, so that's a nice different size. I've got this fun card. And I've got this fun card, and they're the ones that I've shown you photographs of. And then I've got a bonus. I've got a secret bonus. What about this little cutie? Yay! A nice little fun square card made with the punch and a matching envelope. So who is watching now that watched Sarah Douglas, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Stampin' Up last night? She does a live on a Monday, and she showed us how to make these fab fun envelopes using your designer series paper. And as we've just had a DSP sale, I thought I'd jump on and do an extra bonus card with a matching envelope made from DSP. So let's get on. I'm going to start with this card because it's really simple, and you will see as we go through how I'm really maximising the use of the entire bundle and the free DSP. So I'm just going to check where just going to give myself a visual check of where my screen is, and then I can sit down and relax. So we're good to go. So I'm going to take the stamp set, and you'll see you've got lots of nice cute images that you can build up and some fab sentiments. And this set is not just for Christmas. Yes, we have Season's Greetings, and we have Be Cool, Be Chill, Be Merry, but we also have Happy Birthday, a balloon and some presents, and a little bow tie, which is rather cute. And we have lots of thanks. We also have I Like You a Lot'll. It's like a little except a lot. So that could just be for any time if you just wanted to say, hi, I like you a lot, and just a fun, hi, how you doing card. So it's a very versatile stamp set, and matching punch, so we can do some punched shapes. So that's the bundle in itself. But for this card, I'm going to start with, let me just get my kit out because I think I've just mixed everything up. Really simple kit for this card. I've simply got a card base. Now I've got to say it, haven't I, Mum? Because Mum said this to me the other day on the phone. It's all about the base, about the base. Oh, you see what I did there? You've got to have fun while you're crafting. If it's not fun, you need to give it up. And we have one white layer. So I've got a basic white layer on top of your card. So if you're in the UK, this card will measure 15 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres folded. So it's half a piece of A4 cardstock. So I've cut my cardstock in half and then I've scored at 10.5. So that's it. That's your simple card base. And I'm using just jade cardstock for my base layer. I'm using basic white for my next layer, and I'm going to do some really simple stamping. So I'll go ahead. I've already mounted my stamps. So I'm going to take this curvy image. So it's this image in the stamp set. And I'm going to stamp it a couple of times. I'm just going to bring in a small piece of scrap grid paper. So I've got something to go off the sheet on, because I'm actually going to stamp it sort of slightly off the sheet. And I'm going to use, let me grab my ink pad. I'm going to use Balmy Blue ink. So here we go. Let's use some Balmy Blue. I'm just going to ink up that stamp. Tap, tap, tap. It's a photopolymer stamp. So when I come to stamp the penguin, I will use my Stamp and Pierce mat. So I'm going to make a fun hill for the penguin to slide down. So I'm just positioning that so it gives me a fun hill for the penguin to slide down. I want a hill in the background, so I'm just going to ink that again, and I'm just going to match that up and give myself a hill in the background, just looking where it meets. As simple as that. And what's that blob doing there? There we go. So that's my Balmy Blue hill. I'm stamping straight on, so there's no layers, no punching, no cutting. It's all built up. This picture is building up on this simple layer. So I'm going to actually bring my Stamp and Pierce mat, which is a foam mat, and pop that underneath, because I'm now going to stamp my penguin, and he's quite a solid image. So I want to make sure that I've got some sponginess underneath my penguin's body. And I'm going to stamp in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to really tap, tap, tap that ink and get that nice and juicy and well inked. And I'm actually going to have a bit of a practice on my grid sheet, just to make sure that that penguin's stamping nice and solidly. So we want him to ink up well. Now I'm going to place him on the hill, and I want to take care not to place him over this bit, because you'll see it through the body. So I want to place my penguin with enough room to stamp a beak and some feet. So you just need to think about it. Simple stamping, but you just need to think about your positioning when you're doing one layer, because you don't want your images to overlap and be seen through the body of the penguin. So that's penguin body. Oh, he's looking a bit sort of sad really. He needs a smiley beak. Let's find that smiley beak. So we've got the smiley beak, and I'm sure I've got some yellow ink here. We've got some bumblebee yellow. And I'm going to just gently tap that tiny stamp, and I'm going to place that smiley beak. I'm hoping that my head's not coming on the camera. Because it's a photopolymer, we can see through, so we should get perfect positioning. We've got a smiley beak. So he's looking a bit happier now. I think he's going to look really happy in a minute when we get his flippy feet on the back. So you get one little flippy foot image, which is this one. And I put his little flippy feet. I'm actually going to stamp the bottom one first, so I know I've got enough room. I feel like he's just pushed off the hill. It's a shame it's not the Winter Olympics on at the moment. This would be really good fun, wouldn't it? There, look, he's going whee! He's loving it. I'm loving it anyway. And I'm going to give him a little bobble hat, and I'm going to go back in with, oh, now I was going to go in with Balmy Blue, but I think I'll go Pacific Point, give him a slightly darker blue bobble hat. I'll just close up my yellow, and we've got this cute little bobble hat, and we'll pop that towards the back of his head. It's a bit far forward there, and I thought maybe if he was whizzing, his hat might be towards the back. Whee! It's almost blowing off there. Now I need to sort of give myself, it looks a bit plain at the moment, and we will pop a sentiment, so I thought we'd put some trees here and just give that picture a little bit more interest. And you see how quick this card is. It's a really quick card, simple stamping. Just got some bits floating around, so I'm going to get the little tree image, and I'm going to use Just Jade for my tree. A bit of a dirty stamp there for some reason. Let's try that one again. And I'm going to stamp a couple of trees on the hill. Tap, 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 a couple of trees on the hill. And maybe one just below the brow of the hill. Again, making sure I'm not overlapping, because I don't want to see that line of the hill through the tree. I've got 3 little trees, and we can go ahead and stamp our sentiment. Again, we'll use Memento Basic Black, and we're going to stamp Be Cool, Be Chill, Be Merry. So tap, 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 get our stamp nice and inky, and we'll just stamp that straight on. If you're nervous about stamping your sentiments straight onto your card, you needn't be with photopolymer. It's pretty easy to get them straight because they're nice and see-through. But if you are nervous, you can always stamp it onto a piece of scrap and cut it, and then mount it on straight on the top. So how simple was that card? We're going to now just assemble it. We'll stick that onto the base. I can't get that out of my head now after my mum said it. It's all about the base. Oh, we do have fun when we're crafting. So I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue just to pop that straight onto the base. Excuse the traffic noise outside. I don't know where he's going in such a hurry. Maybe he's late watching me live and he had to just rush up the road like that. You wouldn't believe I lived out in the countryside, would you? There we go. I'm just going to stand up and see if I've got any comments. We're all okay. I'm still live. That's good. It's always a worry when you do your first card and you sit down. So very simple, very quick, straight on stamping. Don't be afraid. Just those tips to watch out for. Make sure you're not overlapping. So if I'd have stamped him down here, he would have had a blue line running through his head. So that's just what we need to watch for. Now I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to move straight on to my second card really quickly, and I'm going to demonstrate how I stepped this card up a little bit. So it's the same kind of design. We've got the same imagery, but I've just stepped it up a bit. So I'll just pop that one to one side and I'll just explain what I mean. So first of all, I've used some designer series paper on the background. I've used a white card base, and I've actually cut out this image at the bottom, and I fussy cut the image of the penguin and raised that up. So it's just stepping up the technique a little bit, but fundamentally there's nothing that much trickier about making this card than there was the first one. So let's have a look at the kit. So for my base layer, I've got a basic white thick cardstock card base, and I've decided to fold it this way this time. I've done the first one as a tent, which is fine, and it was just because I had one already cut and scored in my stash. I'm just going to use my bone folder just to burnish that score line a little bit more, and you'll see how that makes the card just sit flat on my desk. It's not bouncing about, not leaping about. I've already gone ahead and pre-cut a piece of designer series paper, which you will want to have a look at. How rude. Let me get the pack of designer series paper that you can get for free, and let me show it to you. So it's a good pack. It's 12 inches by 12 inches, and you get how many sheets do you get? 12 pieces, 6. You get 2 of each, and you get 12 different designs. So it's 6 designs, but they're double-sided. So I'm just going to go through. I've just got half a pack here because the other half a pack I've been cutting into, so I should have 6 pieces here, and you'll see we've got images, and then we've got reverse sides that are plainer. So we've got this fun image here with all the little woodland friends or winter friends, and then on the reverse we've got this plainer pattern with Christmas trees. Gorgeous. We've got this design which we're going to use on the next card, and on the reverse we've got the design that we're using on this card. So again, you could use this on birthday cards at any time of year. Gorgeous. Another one with our lovely friends. We've got a cute little bird here, as well as the penguin, snowman and fox. And on the other side I've got a nice blue diagonal stripe. And this one, our friends look like they're having even more fun. Slightly bigger images. And on the reverse side another stripe, but horizontal or vertical. And our friends are going sledging on this one. Such fun. On the back we've got this lovely colour. This will be, let me have a look, which colour will it be? Fresh Freesia, I think, on the other side. And again we've got another snowy scene, and on the other side these little dots, and I'm going to use this one on the last card with the little dots, and for the envelope here as well. So you see you get a lot of designer series paper in the pack, so you get 12 sheets. As I always point out, the colours of the inks and paper that coordinate are actually listed on the pack, so you know which inks and plain cardstock you need to coordinate. So here we go. So I've pre-cut a piece of designer series paper, and I've pre-cut that to 10.5 centimetres by 13 because I didn't need it to go all the way to the bottom. So I can go ahead and stick that on already. Just don't look while I put glue all over Foxy, Penguin and Polar Bear. But it's good to use your designer series paper when you get it. It's not just for stroking, Sue. I'm just saying that out loud, Sue. It's not just for stroking. It's for chopping and using. I know who sits and looks at their DSP. So we're going to just add that to our base card. Now I've got myself a piece of basic white. Now this happens to be a piece of thick basic white. It wouldn't matter whether it was regular basic white or thick. This was just out of my scrap drawer. And another little piece of basic white, and that happens to be thin. This one's going to form the snowy hill. So I'm going to bring back my stamping mat and my piece of grid sheet, and I'm just going to do the same kind of stamping as I did for the first card. So I've got my hill, and I want my ink, where have I put it? Moved it out of the way. So I want my balmy blue ink. Ink that up, and I'm going to do just the same. Oh, this time I'm going to turn that hill upside down and do a hill this way. It's a great ski slope. Now I'm going to ink it up, turn it over and do a hill for the background this way. And there's my background. And I'm going to just use my snips, and I'm going to fussy cut. Simple as that. I'm just going to fussy cut along the hilltop. I've only just realised it's absolutely burst a cloud outside. It's really raining. So now I've got my background that I can stick to the bottom of my card. I'm going to take my other piece, before I do any of that sticking, I'm going to take my other piece, I'm going to stamp my penguin and one tree, and then I'm going to fussy cut them. So exactly the same kind of stamping as the first card. So I want my memento black. I need sledging or sliding penguin body. I'm going to just leave enough room for his feet. Doesn't matter where we stamp him. Nice penguin. And grab my, let's have a look. Yellow, let's have some. Now I've got myself a little box over here so I don't lose any of the bits, and I can't find where anything is. Let's have those funny flippy feet. I don't know why these feet make me laugh. Just looks like he's going wee. And Smiley Beak. There are two beaks in the stamp set. So there's straight on beak and Smiley Beak to the side. And there's also, I want to point out, round circle stamped in red makes your penguin a Rudolph penguin. So cute. Smiley Beak and Bobble Hat. So let's stamp Bobble Hat. If I can find it, there we go. Pop the yellow ink away. Some nice blue ink. Get this Bobble Hat straight this time. There we go. And I just want to stamp one Christmas tree. And now you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to fussy cut these, so you guys talk amongst yourselves while I just do that. First thing, I'll just chop that off. And I'll start with the tricky toes. So, while I'm fussy cutting, I'm going to pose the question, what's made everyone happy this week? What's been the highlight of your weekend, perhaps? Where have you been? Who have you seen? What have you done? Comment below, and I will read all your comments as soon as I've come off air. I always read everyone's comments and reply. So obviously for his Bobble Hat, I'm not going to be too precise, but I will just kind of give it a bit of a wiggle as I go around. Just get rid of some of that excess, it's just catching on my scissors. So when you're fussy cutting, I mean, we all have our own techniques, but my technique usually is to move the image, not move the snips. So my left hand is doing the sort of moving. And it all depends on how intricate the piece is. This isn't too bad. We just don't want to give him a pedicure and chop his tootsies off. And there we go, and we'll just do this little tree. And of course, if you're not into fussy cutting, then you can still step up your card. You could maybe stamp your penguin straight on, but maybe further down rather than on the crest of the hill. And you needn't stamp and fussy cut a Christmas tree. You could just stamp a couple of Christmas trees straight on, but you could still step up your card. Or indeed, you could stick with simple stamping. This is when it gets really tricky. You need to have a bit of patience. And of course, I'm trying to go reasonably fast so that you're not completely bored watching. The other option is that I pre-prepare everything, but then you're not learning the techniques if you're a beginner stamper or you're new to creating with me. You don't get to learn the techniques. I'll just get rid of these bits of scrap here. Okay, so we've got our components. We can actually just finish this card off. I'll just put that to one side. So what we need to do is actually just stamp a couple more trees on. So I'm going to get my Just Jade ink pad back out and my Christmas tree, and before I stick my foreground on, I'm going to just hold it and kind of eyeball where I want my trees. That one's there, about there, and then we'll have one over here. Super. Now I can stick my foreground on, stick my penguin down, and pop a sentiment on, and we can call it done. So again, I'm going to glue of my choice is a wet glue. You could use a tape glue for this, no problem. There's no reason why you couldn't use a tape glue. Because I'm positioning a piece, though, I would say that I've got a bit of extra wiggle room just in case I get it crooked. When you've got a dry tape glue, the minute you stick it down, it's stuck. Okay, we'll pop our fun penguin up on some foam pads, some dimensionals, and we'll use the regular size. So I'm just going to pop one behind his head, I'm not going to use too many, and one under his bottom. Pop super speedy penguin, and we'll just stick this extra tree on. Can anybody else hear my husband whistling in the background? Oops, now I've done it. There we go. And we'll just pop a sentiment on. And I'm going to stick with the same sentiment, be cool, be chill, be merry. I could go with Season's Greetings. But it's quite a cute little sentiment. Happy days. So 2 cards pretty quickly. I know I pre-cut some of the layers and things, but I just wanted to highlight that just the stamp set alone, no punch, so just the stamp set and the free DSP, you can make a couple of cards pretty simply. So same sort of design, but I've just stepped it up a little bit, adding some background designer series paper and a nice cut foreground on this one. So a couple of cute cards. Now I'm going to just go back to the catalogue and remind ourselves what this, so on page, it wasn't 31, it was on page, I've got all these markers, I can't find it. What page are we on? Haha, page 33 of the mini catalogue. We've got the stamp set. So the stamp set is £16. You get 28 stamps in the set, and it's photopolymer, and it coordinates with the punch, and the punch is £17. So singly £17, £16 stamp set, £17 punch. But if you buy them as a bundle, you save 10%, and so they're £29.50. I'm not going to give out the item numbers live on air. I think if you've got your catalogue, page 33, and if you like what you've seen this evening, and that will entice you to buy it, then you'll be able to find it. If you've not got a catalogue from me and you're in the UK, pop me a message or a comment and I'll send you a catalogue in the post. But please don't put your address in the comments. Please just pop me a comment to say I'd like a catalogue, and I'll contact you direct and get your address securely from you. Let's just have a quick look through the catalogue. I've got a few pointers, just things to point out to you, and then we'll go ahead and make another couple of cards. So the first thing I want to say is the first stamp set on page 5 is the Strong of Heart stamp set. I'm going to stand up and make sure if I've got any reflections. So let's have a look. Oh, bless you, Sue. I'm just having a quick look at comments. Skyping your granddaughters in New Zealand is the highlight of your week every week. Oh, bless. Oh, and I come a close second. How can that be possible? That's just not possible. Oh, I miss hearing about your granddaughters, darling. I really do. We need to have a get together. So yes, this stamp set is a Make a Difference stamp set. So £2.50 from every purchase of this will go to heart charities, heart health charities. And I will imagine that will be the British Heart Foundation in this country. I will find out if anybody is interested. It's a really pretty set. The next couple of pages are about kits. Now I just want to say a word about kits. So this year Stampin' Up have made the decision to put all of their kit offerings online only. So these printed pictures, there are no details of prices or item numbers, or indeed a date when these will be available. I've put to be confirmed exclamation mark, because today I spent some time trying to find out whether these kits would be on sale at the same time that this catalogue went live. I didn't get a definitive answer. They said they would come online when they're ready, which obviously isn't right now because they're not showing us online. But you need to go to my shop if you're interested in any kits. If you like your crafting simple, or you're a beginner, new to stamping, new to crafting, new to card making, or just want something quick and easy to make, go to my shop and just have a look at kits. And all of our kit offerings are there. The reason they've gone online only and not in print is that they can change them. They can ring the changes really quickly with kits, which is fab. The other thing I wanted to point out is that this catalogue has a lot of suites of products, so that's whole collections. A suite is just a collection of products that coordinate with each other, but they're also available singly, so you can buy just the stamp set, just the dies, just the craft paper for this suite, just the designer series paper, etc, etc. You get my drift. And this is one of the bundles. If you like your gingerbread kind of themes, this is one of the bundles that you can get for free added to your starter kit during celebration. I also wanted to point something else out. I'm not going to go through page by page because you would just be like, you know, watching paint dry. If you've got a catalogue, you can read it at your leisure, but I want to point out a few bits and pieces about really reading the catalogue. For example, this stamp set, which I think is really cute, £16, a photopolymer stamp set. If you're into cooking and baking, it's a really cute stamp set. But right at the bottom, can you see where I've used my Sharpie? It coordinates with the cloche dies on page 22. This is page 11. We've got to go all the way to page 22 to find details of the cloche dies and another stamp set that coordinates. And then we can buy the cloche dies just as dies on their own if we go to page 67. So we've now got to go to page 67 and find those cloche dies. Where are they? There's a bundle available, but I'm sure we can buy the dies just on their own. They'll be on here somewhere. Where are they? Oh, they must be there on their own. They must be available singly, not just as a bundle. Cloche dies, £27. So I had to do that searching. You know, I'm a demonstrator. I'm just saying that frustrates me that we've got a stamp set that matches a set of dies. It isn't available as a bundle, fine, I get that, but it matches. So I would have liked to have seen that all on one page. So please read your catalogue really carefully, look at the small print, have a look at how products go together. The thing that I love about Stampin' Up! Is that a lot of their products, you know, you can mix and match really nicely, but sometimes the catalogues infuriate me. I wanted to highlight this suite. This is another bundle, so the stamp set and dies are available for free as part of your joining kit if you join in celebration. But look how cute this is. If you're an animal lover, you will love this. You can die cut these cute little stockings. You can pop the little dog, cat and hamster face above the stockings. It's just too cute for school. We've got some gorgeous designer series paper, and we've got some felt sheets as well that match. So I'm really liking that. And just something a bit different. And also something a bit different. Something I wanted to point out on this page. This stamp set, something a bit different. Another photo polymer stamp set. So this can be mixed and matched. And my best friend Alison, if you follow Alison Langford, she's an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She's actually made an absolutely gorgeous birthday card using this skirt and this parcels, and she's just matched it up with a happy birthday sentiment from another stamp set. So again, I think this is really versatile. Look beyond Christmas, look at what else you can do with the stamp sets. And something else I wanted to point out was this tiny icon here, returning favourites. If you bought some of these brushed metallic sheets last year in the last autumn and winter catalogue, they've returned again as a favourite. And what else have I bookmarked? Oh, this Harvest Meadow suite is my favourite thing in the whole book. And I've got the suite and I demonstrated it, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Made some cards, demonstrated it. And I also made this mixed media canvas, which I do intend to demonstrate in a couple of weeks' time. If I don't demonstrate this next week, it will certainly be demonstrated very soon, so watch out for that. And I've used all Stampin' Up products to make a small mixed media canvas, and nearly everything's from this suite. That's my favourite. And what I wanted to point out was, when you're reading your catalogue, please take note of the colours. We've printed the colours that are in the designer series paper so that you can have a look and check, have you got some cardstock, have you got the inks that match. If you're going to buy the designer series paper on its own because you just love it, then do a check. Have you got something that's going to coordinate? You don't have to buy the entire suite, you might just fall in love with the papers, and why wouldn't you? They're gorgeous. And I think that's about all I want to highlight. No, I'm going to highlight the indexes in the back because they're really useful. We've got some fabulous, all through the catalogue, we have fabulous examples of projects. But then we go through to the indexes at the back, and we start with the bundled savings, and we get additional visuals of fabulous projects that you can make with various products. So if we find our penguins, for example, we've got another example of a fun card there that we can use the bundle for. So we've got all the bundled savings. Then we've got the individual stamp sets, catalogue at a glance, punches, die sets, designer series paper, embossing folders, ribbons, other specialty paper and accessories. So the indexes in the back are fantastic because they're very visual now in these mini catalogues. So if you're struggling and you think, oh, I looked at my catalogue in my lunch break and now I just can't find that stamp set that had, I don't know, the penguins in, go to the index at the back and use the index. So just wanted to point that out. I also wanted to point out some extras. So we've got a couple of stamp sets right in the back that can be yours at reduced prices. So we've got one that is a £11. You can have that for £11 and it's valued at £19. And this one that's valued at £15, and you can get that for £9. And you can get those using your Stampin' Rewards, and you earn Stampin' Rewards as soon as your order total goes over £150. If any of this confuses you or you want to know more, don't just think about hosting a party, it's actually about order total. If any of this confuses you, then please contact me and I will have a chat with you anytime. Okay, so that's the catalogue. Quick whiz through. It's launch day. It's all exciting. What's your favourite thing? If you've got your catalogue and you've had a good look already, what's your favourite thing? Just drop me some comments down below and then I can have a look. And then while you're doing that, I'm going to get my third card. It's card number 3, isn't it? Let's make this card. It's a bit of a different size card. So for this one, this highlights how you don't need the stamp set or the punch, you just need the DSP. So you can spend £45 in any of the catalogues or any of the kits online. If you spend £45, you've earned a free celebration item, and you can get that pack of designer series paper with the penguins for free. But you don't have to buy the stamp set and the punch. You might just love the paper. You might be a fox fan or a polar bear fan, and you might just want that paper. So you can pick that for free. And I've made this card not stamping, just using the designer series paper. So enough waffle, let's get on with it. So I've cut my card base from a piece of A4, and what I've done is, let me actually just show you, see if I get myself a piece of A4, and this is Misty Moonlight. So our A4 measurement is 21 centimetres by, I think it's 29 point something, nearly 30 centimetres. So what I've done is I've measured on the landscape, I've measured it to 20 and chopped it. And then I've actually scored it at 10. So you can see I've measured 20 and then scored at 10. Excuse me, just going to have a drink. And that gives us this great sort of longer skinny card. I think, I want to say it's a DL. Technically, I don't know. Is it a DL or a CL size? Anyway, it's this cute, fun, skinny card. Something a bit different. And then I've cut myself a piece of designer series paper with this pattern because it's got the same colouring. And I've cut that 5 centimetres by, that will be 21. So that's for the background. I've then taken a piece of just jade and I've die cut it using the Stitched So Sweetly dies. So I'll just bring those in and show you. They're just here. So the Stitched So Sweetly dies have these layering matte pieces and these layering label pieces. And I've used the largest and second largest of the rectangular pieces, and I've cut myself a just jade matte, and I've cut one in basic white. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble all of that, and then we're going to take the animals, the images, just from a piece of designer series paper, and it's the one with this on the back, so you know we used that one on the other card. And I had a piece just sat on my desk, so I thought we'll use the animals. So we'll go ahead. It's just such a simple card, but it's made fun because we've used that different shape. And you can get matching envelopes online if you do a search for, I want to say DL now, size envelopes. I'll put a comment at the bottom when I've finished because I'm just doubting myself. So I want to just layer up these two. So I'm just going to stick one on top of the other. It's so simple. If you wanted to jazz this up even further, you could put some ribbon on. There'd be nothing wrong with that. Obviously using a piece that's been stamped on. Oh, is that a piece? Oh no, it's just a die cut that's been stuck on my die cutting plates. Let's just layer those mats up. It couldn't be easier. And the next thing is a bit of fussy cutting. So I'm going to choose the same animals again. I'm going to go with polar bear, penguin and fox. And let's chop them. We could use that little tree as well, so I'm going to carefully just go around that in case I want to use it on another project. But to be honest, between me and you, I probably won't. Now this polar bear's not quite so easy to see. He's quite pale. It's quite an easy shape, so that's nice. And I will always say that, and yes, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so of course you'd expect me to say this, but I'm also always truthful. Our designer series paper is really good quality. It's nice and thick. It never warps or wrinkles when you add wet glue to it. I've been a crafter for many years and I've known non-Stampin' Up! Patterned papers do that quite readily. So there's our polar bear. He's lovely. Let's just, it's quite quick and easy really. They're nice simple shapes. I did look through, let me have a look. I did look through the papers to see if any of them coordinated with the punch, and I don't think. Oh, he does, look, he does coordinate. So let's find him. That one just does. Let's find him again. Oh, the piece, here we go, look. I didn't think that coordinated with anything, but look. Happy days. Doo-doo. There we go. Who needs to fussy cut when you've got a matching bunch? But we will just fussy cut the fox. He's cute, this fox. I'm giving him a haircut. We don't need to, who needs to fussy cut around that little tuft of hair? There we go. Okay, and to finish off, oh, we'll save him. I might use him. To finish off, we need a sentiment. Now, what I did for this sentiment was I actually stamped Season's Greetings in Memento Black on a piece of scrap. For no other reason that I just felt it added a bit of dimension. And I simply, it's a small enough sentiment to be brave. And just cut it straight. There we go, and we can pop that sentiment on. Here we go, we can assemble now. So I'm going to pop this matted layer up on dimensionals, which have probably just hidden somewhere. Did I actually put them back? Oh, they do this. Ah, there they are, hiding in plain sight, right in front. So I'm just going to go. I am a frugal crafter, and I usually only use 4 dimensionals on the back of a piece like this. I do see other crafters using half a packet. And I guess I should use half a packet and tell you you need to use half a packet and then you buy more from me, but I just don't. I just put 4 on. Now, you could go bear, penguin, fox. There's nothing wrong with that pyramid. I always like a different group setting. I like to see the bear's head coming out of the rectangle and his foot just sticking out. To the eye, it makes it look more interesting. If everything's always symmetrical and within the boundaries of this rectangle, it's just a design rule. It's like if you're into designing things, it is just a design rule that it's more interesting if things are not always symmetrical. I'm going to stick now, can you see penguins holding on to Foxy? So I'm going to stick Foxy, I'm going to stick penguin here, but I'm not going to have any glue under this wing, so I'm going to hold that wing with my thumb and finger so it doesn't get stuck down. And we're going to pop penguin there. I also like, if I have a group of elements, I like all the elements to actually touch each other. If you space your elements out, by elements it could be flowers, it could be animals, anything that's a picture. Now I just want to lift that wing up, I'm just going to have to get my snips. There we go. If they're not touching in a group, again, it just makes it less interesting to the eye. I think when you pull things together, it's just more interesting to the eye. And just pop that tiny sentiment. And again, we could bling this up. If we have some sequins or something, we could actually pop some bling on if we wanted. But I think that's a pretty enough card as it is. So there you go, something a bit different. Now, how are we doing for time? It's only 8:30. We've only been on an hour. And I've done a catalogue tour. How's that for time? Okay, I'm going to just check for any comments coming through. Oh, is Helen watching? Was Helen watching? Oh, I can't see Helen's little face on the thingy at the top. But hi, Helen, if you're watching. It is DL. Thank you, Sue. Thank you. I knew Sue would know. Just having a drink. Do you know? It's the biggest mistake ever. On a Tuesday we have pizza for tea, and I'm always so thirsty. Thank you, Sue, for that. So it's DL, and the envelopes that you can get are DL size. So these are the ones that I have. And you're right, it does make a classy card. So I'm just going to share with you, actually, before I go on to my last card, I just want to share with you, and let's hope my dad's not watching. I don't think he is, but don't tell him I've shown you this. This is his birthday card. This is another DL card. So I made this yesterday. So I made this with To the Moon stamp set. And that's new in the annual catalogue. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to get this for my dad's birthday card. So I did a blended background. I blended 2 colours. Then I stamped the trees from Campology stamp set. And I stamped and die cut. And I actually heat embossed over in clear the moon. I'm so happy with how that came out. So that's another DL card. And you're right, for a birthday, for someone special, it's a nice size. It is a bit classy, it's a bit different. So thank you for that, Sue. Right, let's have a look at the last card. Bonus card and a matching envelope, or an envelope using DSP. Thank you so much to Sarah Douglas for her live last night. Just proving that, you know, the CEO of Stampin' Up is a crafter herself. And she always does a live on a Monday night. So she showed us last night how to do these envelopes, and I will share with you some other sizes. So I'm going to make a small card. So do I have a blank? No, I don't, because I remember now. I was going to actually cut the blank live on air. So let me just get my cardstock. So I want some thick basic white. And I want a trimmer, and I'm going to do a square card that's 10.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. So we already know that our sheet of A4 cardstock is 21 centimetres wide. So we know that we want to cut this way. So we want to cut it 10.5. And now we want to score it at 10.5. So that gives us a nice square card. So now we've got a little note card, 10.5 by 10.5. I should bring the note card out. There we go. We're going to do this one. It's so cute. So this is using the punch. So if you just bought the punch, you'd be able to make this. Oh no, you'd need the stamp set because you need to pop a face on him. So if you bought the bundle, you'd be able to make this card. So that we've already ascertained that the punch, you can stamp the penguin and punch this image. And you can actually just make a penguin using, because it's called a builder punch. So that's what we're going to do. But first of all, I'm going to just burnish. You see how this bounces? I'm going to stamp on it. So I'm going to burnish that crease so it sits nice and flat. I've always got on my desk this mask. It's simply a piece of old cardstock with a circle cut out, and I use it quite a bit for blending ink through. I'm going to use it this evening just to give me this background of snowflakes. So I'm actually going to just position that so it's across the card, and it just so happens that it's the right width, but I'm just taking note of where the top and bottom is, so I feel like I've got that circle central. And I'm going to grab my Balmy Blue ink. I'll just put that card to one side over there, as I'm right-handed, and I'm going to get my snowflakes somewhere in my little box. So I've already mounted my snowflakes there in the stamp set, this little image here. And I'm going to simply hold my mask steady, and I'm just going to stamp kind of around the edge. Just remember that my penguin's going to be in the middle. So we've now got those snowflakes. We've got a bit of a circular background, so I always keep this on my desk. It's quite handy for backgrounds. So that's pretty simple, straightforward. I've now got a scrap of white. I've been rummaging in my scrap drawer. A scrap of something yellowy orange, I think this is Mango Melody, and a scrap of black, and we're going to go ahead and do some punching. So we're going to punch a body in black, and we're going to punch this funny shape here in white. I just want that one. Don't need those scraps. And we're going to punch two little feet. One, two, somewhere we've got two little feet. That's our punched shapes. And now we can stamp. We can see how we build up our fab little penguin, but we need to stamp him a cute face. And in the stamp set we've got all these extra bits. So we've got a beak, a little heart, we've got a little circle that's really cute for Rudolph noses, as I said, a star, a bow tie, and a pair of eyes, and some antlers, a scarf and a hat. So for this penguin we will give her, I'm going to say, it's going to be a girl penguin, a bow tie, a pair of eyes, and a beak. So we need some Memento black, and we'll stamp some eyes. I'm wondering if you can hear the geese coming in again. It's coming into roost, I can hear them in the distance coming over. So we've got Memento black for some eyes. I've got Bumblebee yellow for that cute beak. And this is the straight on beak, not the smiley down the hill beak, or from the side beak. Still cute, looks like it's smiling. And we'll have a little red bow tie. Ooh. I've used Poppy Parade as a nice clear bright red. Sweet. And we can just stick our penguin together, so we'll use some liquid glue. So sweet. And I'm going to stick that straight on, and just tuck those feet underneath, so I'll stick the feet on last. I'm going to just pop some liquid glue. I'm just not going to put some right down at the bottom. You don't need too much. Put that penguin there. Oh, this is when I need my tweezers or something to help me. I've only just started using tweezers, so I'm not particularly adept, but they're quite handy. Especially because I've been gardening and I've broken all my nails. I had such lovely long nails. I've been gardening, broken them. Look at that cute penguin. And we'll just pop that sentiment back on. So I'll get Memento black. Let me just pop that back on there before I lose it. Be cool, be chill, be merry. So we've got 3 sentiments in one. So I'm looking at the be chill right in the middle under his toes, and hoping that that's somewhere near straight. It's straight enough for me. A cute little notelet. Now let me show you how I made that envelope. I'm just going to clear the decks a little bit, pop everything to one side, because we do need trimmer. So I'll get some measurements. You might want to grab a pen and write these measurements down. So Sarah was making 3 envelopes, excuse the noise, 3 envelopes using half a sheet, each one used half a sheet of DSP. No, I had my half a sheet to one side. Let me just bear with me. Which one was it? Nope, can't remember. Well, we'll go with this one. So we'll go with this one. So half a sheet of DSP. And if it's directional, a trimmer, I'll get the correct trimmer. If it's directional, like this one has a pattern that's got one direction, you want to make sure you cut it this way, not this way. So 6 inches. I'm going with a mixture of inches and centimetres here. So we want half a sheet long ways. And, oh, we're going to do some scoring as well. So now we're going to score. So for every size, so there is an envelope that will fit our regular size this way. And there is an envelope that makes a square. So we're going to show you how to make this square one. And then there's one for a funny, sort of smaller card. So the card, the last card, will be 8.3 by 10.5. And I've not made one of those cards for a long while. I think it's like a small notelet size. But let me just show you. In fact, I'll make the envelope for this one. Let's go with this one. Because this is a card that's this way around, so it'll make sense to you. So let's make the envelope for this size. Then I'll make this one for this size. So for each of them, it's half a piece of DSP lengthways. And then you want to do a score line down each side, and then a score line for the bottom flap and a score line for the top flap. So that's just by way of explanation. The score lines for the sides and the top flap are the same for each of the 3 envelopes. So the sides are always 1.9 centimetres or 3/4 of an inch. So score, spin it and score at 1.9 or 3/4 of an inch. And then your top flap, so we've got our paper with the pattern the right way around. Our top flap is always 2 inches or 5.1 centimetres, or 5 centimetres actually if you want it to be. So I'm going to score it at 5 or 5.1 for the top flap. Now, because our cards are a bit bigger than the American, so if you watched Sarah's video, she then had her bottom fold scored at 10.8 centimetres. We actually want to score it at 10.5, and it will just fit then. You won't have much of an overlap, but it will just fit. So if I score that now at 10.5, our card should just fit. It's a tight squeeze for that one. Let me just try, that is a bit of an odd one. So it was in my stash. Yeah, it will just fit. So that's just a bit of adapting from the American size. So I'm going to show you how to actually assemble it. I'm hoping you can see, for purposes of video demonstration, I'm actually going to darken those score lines with a pencil so you can see. Let me just do that for you. Ooh, she says, because I can't see either now. Let me just darken those so you can see what I'm doing and where I'm cutting. Oh, I do hope you've not all fallen asleep yet. And so I'm going to use snips and I'm going to use my big scissors. But the first cut that you make is from, think about this, I've made about 4 today, is from this side. So we're going to cut these side pieces, and you go just a little bit in, so maybe 1/2 centimetre in, and point your snips at that where it crosses over. So I'm pointing my snips to that crossover there, doing the same at the top. And I'm turning it around and doing exactly the same. And now I'm going to make the shape for the top flap, and what I'm going to do actually is use big scissors, and I'm going to just come in the same here, so about 1/2 centimetre, and then point the tip of my scissors to that cross there. So no fancy angles, you just literally come in about 1/2 centimetre, so about here. Just do it by eye and point the tip of your scissors just to make that flap shape, and the same at the bottom. So I'm going to come in 1/2 centimetre in, and I'm going to point. Now these scissors won't reach, but I'm pointing and I'm looking at the tip, so my eyes are looking at the tip of my scissors, and I'm pointing them in the direction I want. There you go. I'm going to do the same over here. Be brave, you can do it. And that makes your envelope shapes. This is for the largest card, and then we burnish our creases, sides in first. This is quite handy if you're a scrapbooker as well. You can make some nice pockets for your scrapbooks and journals. And you'll see when you put the top flap over, you literally get about, not quite a centimetre overlap. But really simply glue those sides down. So we glue this bottom flap, a bead of glue right along the very edge. And fold that up. And we've got an envelope that a regular size card will fit in, and the top flap closes. And it's quite tight, so you might just have to fold that over. Now, a fun thing that Sarah did was she did a closure. You can pop a sticker on there, or you can actually make your Tombow glue tacky. So if you do a dot of Tombow glue and tap it, and just pop it to one side to kind of half go off, it will stick, and it's re-stickable. So it goes a bit like a post-it sticker. Doesn't always stay stuck. That's going to pop open again. Here. So it will come open. The fun thing that Sarah did last night was she popped a closure on. She popped a couple of brads through, and then did a figure of 8 with twine. So that's envelope for our regular size cards. It just fits with half a sheet of your DSP. I'm going to do the same for this. So we start with the same size. We start with half a sheet of DSP, and we do exactly the same scores. So it's always 1.9 or 3/4 of an inch score down the long sides. So let's just do those quickly, and then we're nearly done. This is the last thing, and then we're nearly done. But for this size of square card, for the bottom, we're actually going to chop off 2.5 inches. So if we chop off 2.5 inches or 6.4 centimetres, you can use that on another project. And then we're going to score. I said we always do the top flap the same, so it's 2 inches for the top flap, or 5.1 centimetres score. Always the same for the sides, always the same for the top flap. But the bottom flap for this one is 3 inches, or just 7.6 centimetres. And that's the same. So again, I'm going to do the same. I'm not sure if you can see the score lines. Maybe if I just bend them slightly, you might be able to see them. I'm going to do the same with my chopping. So working on the middle bit first, I'm going to go 1/2 centimetre in into that square, and about 1/2 centimetre into that square. Same on the other side, in from the crease to where it intersects with the other. And then we're going to do our flaps, and I'm going to use my big scissors again, and this time they do. So I've got my score line here, I'm coming in a little bit, I'm coming in a little bit, and the same for the bottom flap, and we nearly meet with our scissors. There we go, get rid of those bits. And again, if we burnish all of our folds, burnish the sides in, it's quite quick and easy little envelopes. So again, oops, just gone a little bit in there. Just fold that up. You see how that would be quite a cute little pocket in a scrapbook if you wanted for keepsakes. And there we go, and where's our second card? So we've got 2 cute envelopes, 2 cute cards, and they all match, they're lovely. Same DSP. Now let me see who's still online. We're only just before 9 o'clock. Got to go. Okay, I've still got people watching. So what I might do is just show you that closure. Now, if you've got a die set with little circles, that can be handy. If you've got a, let me just grovel up here. If you've got a small circle punch, I'm sure I've got a smaller one somewhere. A small circle punch, and you can punch a piece of coordinating. Couple of those circles of coordinating DSP. Now you can use a brad through, pierced through, or you can use a mini dimensional. So let's try this. Just take another seat. So we're going to stick a mini dimensional on the back of each of those. Right in the middle. Peel that backing off. Oh, I've stuck it on the wrong side. Luckily that peeled off. Did you see that? Why didn't you shout at me? So we'll have one here, and we'll have one here. Peel off the backing, then it'll stick. And we'll get some twine. So I'm going to just use, I've got some white baker's twine here. We can use a little bit of white baker's twine. And we can do one of those fun fastenings where we go like this. Do a figure of 8, and we can do a fun fastening like this. And you can use a pierce the cardstock and use a brad all the way through, but I find that mini dimensionals work just as well. I do sometimes use this technique in scrapbooking and make envelopes, but not this. I've not made any of this design before, so that's just something fun to do the closure as well. So cute little envelopes, cute little cards. Or you can make a sticker to stick over. You can put a layer on the front if you want to write on the front. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me just pull in all of that, a little tidy up, pull in all of the projects that we've made and have a recap. So here we go. We did a simple card, simple stamping card, and then we stepped it up. Just tidy up a bit, and then we did a nice DL size, and then we did a bonus note card with matching envelope. Let's just see, hopefully all of that's fitting onto my screen. And I hope you've enjoyed making those cards with me, or watching me make the cards. I hope that's inspired you to make some fun cards using the Penguin Place bundle. I'll just leave that there for a moment. I'm going to swing my camera around, but first I will have a drink because I'm a bit of a hot mess. Thank you for your comments. Night, Mum. Mum's going. Okay, let's swing this camera around and then I can say good evening before I disappear. Here we are. That's great. Thank you so much for joining me again this evening and watching my demonstration. So if you like any of the products that I've showcased this evening, or indeed if you've not got a catalogue yet, why not? Drop me a comment or a message and I will send you a catalogue in the post. I'll find your postal address from you, send you a catalogue in the post. If you're a regular customer and you place your orders online, please remember to use the host code and I'll send you a free gift next month. And let's keep stamping. There's nothing else for me to say really, is there? Thanks once again for joining me. Thanks Barbara, thanks Carol. What's a stalk? Stamp even, not stalk. That comment's just popped up. I don't know what you said, but I'm going off now to read all your comments and answer. And I will upload the video, hopefully, to my YouTube channel before the end of the week. So if you are watching me on replay and you're watching me on YouTube and you haven't done already, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs down. I can take the criticism, but please leave me comments below about how I can improve. And thanks once again. Lots of love to everyone. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep stamping. Bye for now. Bye.